Hi, I'm Bill Blaine, market strategist here at Shard Capital in London. We're launching not just a review of the market outlook for 2020, but our outlook for the coming decade. Not many investment banks are that brave to try and guess what the market holds 10 years in advance. But what we reckon is that a number of themes and market narratives are set to dominate markets for the next 10 years. The last 10 years have been extraordinarily successful. Stock markets are massively higher, and bond markets are yielding very low returns, meaning that prices have gone up. The returns from markets have been much higher than most investors anticipated. Our real question is going to be, will the next 10 years be as successful? We've divided our outlook into 7 major themes. The first of which refers to these prices that I was just talking about. How much are market prices due to distorted markets, distorted by the effects of quantitative easing and ultra-low interest rate policies? The great debate for the next 10 years is going to be about, can these policies be unwound without dislocating the markets and causing massive market contagion? Our second theme is to look at how the global economy is going to completely change over the next 10 years as new opportunities and businesses arise as a result of what we're calling the fourth industrial revolution. That's going to be things like applying artificial intelligence, robotics, nanotechnology, but also new agribusinesses and pharmaceuticals and biofarming. How are these things likely to change the global economy in coming years? They are going to throw up a host of opportunities, but also a host of challenges in making sure they actually happen. Our next topic is going to be politics, which has become increasingly important in its effects on markets, especially over the last 10 years. That isn't set to change. Next year will likely be dominated by the US election, but throughout the whole period ahead of us, the next decade, we're likely to see increasing political dislocation and challenge as a result. After that, our fourth topic will be debt. We reckon that there is likely to be some form of debt crisis which may originate in high yield or corporate bonds sometime, probably earlier than later, in the coming decade. We then move on to the challenges of geopolitics. Now, this is the potential of tension between nations, which will result partly from trade, but also as a result of conflicting ambition. The obvious one is going to be China, Russia versus the US and its allies, including the democracies of the West. We think there is considerable prospect for increased tension, but also minor tension in areas such as the Middle East and Latin America and across Africa could all spell trouble in the geopolitical environment, which will influence markets. Then we go on to look at how investment is changing in terms of its approach to environmental, social and governance issues, ESG. ESG has come to the forefront when it comes to investor asset allocation decisions over the last 10 years. It's going to become even more important through the next 10. Issues like good corporate governance and the sustainability of companies are going to increasingly be at the forefront of any investment decision. And our final topic as a big theme for the next 10 years is going to be climate change. It's the easy one to predict since it's getting most of the column inches in most presentations this year. But it is going to be very interesting how the global economy reacts to climate change. We reckon that you are likely to see a whole new sector emerge of climate cure technologies and approaches to mitigating climate change. And these are going to create fantastic investment opportunities, which not only will reap large-scale returns, but are likely to be beneficial to the planet too. If you want to read the whole report, you can find it on www.shardcapital.com or simply follow the link attached to this video. Thanks very much.